Positive psychology in practice with flowers, cherry, apple, and two guys who, if you see them in the background, the macaw, the blue and gold and green and red macaws, they're exchanging treats with each other. And I was thinking now in terms of hedonic adaptation. Again, this has been mentioned oh so many times in the notes because it is a strange phenomena. Basically, it means that we adapt to material things and we spend money on decorations, on cars, on so much else, but we adapt to these things, and it's called hedonic adaptation. In order to increase the level of satisfaction, life satisfaction, we act like addicts, alcoholics. That is, we need to increase. If we have a Ford car and we got used with it, which is always the case. Well, a few exceptions maybe. We need to get more, like the alcoholic or the addict who has to increase his dose. We have to up the ante, and we have to go for I don't know a BMW or something, and then we're not happy with that because the other one has one and eventually a bigger one, a better model, and on and on. So that's not good. And positive psychology research has proved that if we are to spend money, we're better off spending it on experiences, on travel, on something like this, rather than objects. True, he can be annoying. He can be annoying. He can shout so much that um, you don't hear yourself anymore. But there is no perfection, and the other message isn't it so? He's looking with interest, and it's strange because we generally talk in our language, local language, and this is different. So even if he doesn't get it, and sometimes they do, they have hello, oui, oui, la la. They have words and things they get. I love about him that La is music, and he has a good sense when there is something musical, as opposed to just noise, to language, talk. For instance, he got by himself the idea that birds comes at the window when he's inside and hears and says la la. When there's a film, he doesn't react that people talk to each other, shoot each other, whatever happens. But when there's background music, there's la la. So he knows, he has a musical sense. And then they've been studied. I recommend if you're interested, Irene Pepperberg, search for an Alex, the African grey parrot. He had a fabulous vocabulary, and these guys, even if they don't talk that much, they have a different setup in there. These ones, African greys, dă-te mă jos mă de acolo mă, have a better ability to speak. However, nevertheless, they have the intelligence of a 5-year-old as well. Its research has shown. The other guy is out of the picture, I think. The camera doesn't get that, but he's trying to demolish all the setup so they can be distracted because he likes to unscrew some bolts there and so on. I deviated. Now you see him, now you don't. But they're part of positivity. Pets, we all know, help so much. The dog is more common than something like this, and the dog is good because of the bond, because of the fact that the endorphins and chemical reactions are produced in the brain when we see these dogs and other pets. But the dog is also helpful because he makes the owner. I can't talk, I can't hear anymore. He just blew my ear off. Um, Dogs make their owners exercise. Of course, there are people without dogs who exercise, know that they need to do that and do that very well, marathon runners and so on. But many people are not inclined, or they don't do this if they don't have to. And when you own a dog, uh, one has to. I mean, dog has to go, unless of course you live in a gated community like this one, and people around here, I don't know, about 10, 20 of them, got dogs just because they thought it it's it's a nice, I don't know, decoration to have or something, and so they had a 1/1 meters enclosure, and the dog is just there. He's, he doesn't need to be exercised because he doesn't have to go out of the house. He's out of the house all the time. Ergo, it's alright for him to just live and die on a small piece of land. And one of them is just being outside. His cage is near the street, and if one is not careful walking on the street, the pee can come out of that courtyard, because that's what the owners have as an IQ.